Hello, and welcome to the next installment of Tunisia 43 and in Africa scenario. I've made a couple of changes. I have disabled the hex outlines and I've also disabled HDR. So the video colors may look a little bit different, but you should still be able to see all of the same amount of detail. I had a viewer mention that we wanted to look at some of the 3D view. So here's the 3D view for a few different spots on the map, and I'll try to remember to zoom in as I'm moving my counters around. Here's Bizerte. Let's see, where's Tunis is here. And here's some interesting terrain features. This is like a mountainous area. Another mountainous area. This is the area that the Moroccan Division and the 1st British Infantry are fighting in. And let's see, here's Point Dufas. So I'll try to remember to zoom in every once in a while. In the meantime, though, ready to move some units around. So to start out with, I'm looking at the French Africa Corps. I have this. Okay, so I have an AT gun here, so we're going to fire at this bunker. I'm going to assault that bunker. I think I have already, if I'm remembering, I already moved my artillery. That is correct. Yeah, that one. Might as well fire him. Okay, good. Now, back to the French Africa Corps. Okay, I fired my AT gun. We're not going to get a disruption on this guy, but might be able to assault into this bunker. That worked. Excellent. We did have a disruption that we suffered on there. This unit is not disrupted. No effect. They're in this trench line, so I want to try to take them first. Okay, now for this company or battalion, I'm going to move them up on this hill because I want to get a better vantage point and I'll be able to see. My visibility right now is 3 kilometers. No, it's 2 kilometers, but I'll be able to see up to this bridge here and into along this road as well to see if there's any other. Actually, this is a good opportunity to split this unit, I think, because I just want the visibility on the hill, but I need more firepower north to take on this trench line. So let's go ahead and separate this unit. I always try to make a note anytime that I separate a unit. I like to try to keep my units together where I can, but if it's appropriate, then, you know, I'm obviously going to divide them. So, 3rd CFA Infantry of French Africa Corps. Okay. So here, I'm going to move this company up the hill. Okay, great. I don't see anybody else. I should have fired before I moved this unit, I think. Okay. Engaging, no effect. Yeah, these guys don't have a lot of firepower. We are making progress, though. So that's good. French Africa Corps. And again, here's the zoomed in view of how that's looking. And looking over at the area of Varsity. Okay. So again, my plan with Varsity, and just as an aside, I try to use this view sometimes. It just confuses me. I can't make heads or tails of this, but maybe if I practice, it'll help. So again, with Varsity, we're going to hinge here, and then we're going to fan out and push north across Highway 7. So for the, I believe this is the, okay, this is the 39th Infantry Regiment. This unit's already disrupted, so I'm going to assault straight into here. These guys already have kind of high fatigue. What I want to avoid, another trench. Jeez, these guys are really dug in over here. Okay, well, the 39th Infantry Division appears to be fighting north. Which is not what I had planned for them to do, but is a viable option. Now, my next infantry regiment, which both have low ammo, because their headquarters got annihilated by a cheesy AI. So I have the 47th Infantry Regiment. Okay. They're supported by engineers. I also have a bunch of anti-tank. Oh yeah, here's their attached anti-tank unit. And here's the 60th Infantry Regiment, which is on the south flank. Okay, so I've already moved some of these units. What unit is this? This is the 60th. So you're out of position, sir. The 47th. Okay, so the 47th will push towards Bald Hill. Take some engineers with you. And this AT unit as fine. Okay, next, here's the 60th. I mean, kind of the way that this will play out is the same. Everybody's pushing east. There's this bunker down here that's kind of annoying, and I need to deal with that somehow. I have to divert some infantry down here. I don't love that. I do have a lot of tank destroyers. This is only a company-sized unit, so I'll task the 3rd Battalion with taking care of that. I don't know exactly what will be involved, but that's what we'll do. Okay, so here's the AT gun for the 60th. I gotta take care of this broken unit sitting right in my path of advance here. Okay, this is another unit from the 60th, so they'll push forward, get my AT guns up. This is going to be a bit of a mess, I feel like, advancing. Now, this 47th Infantry Battalion, they're probably going to get low ammo because of the headquarters. This engineer unit, disrupted engineer. I'm going to keep this engineer up here in the hopes that they'll recover and they'll be able to help dig in at this hinge point up here. Okay. I won't spend too much time opining. Okay. Okay, great. We took care of that broken unit. I'm moving my headquarters for 60th up as well, and here goes my HQ for the division. It's out of command as well. That's not helping the situation. Okay. Next up, Red Bull, 1st Armored. Right, so we have this disrupted... what infantry do I have? So we have this disrupted paratrooper unit, and I don't know. So this is a good... I need to check if I will have enough to assault into this paratrooper if I move infantry into this brush hex. It's a good opportunity to use this document, which is the from the help menu, general help file. This is a brush hex, so if I want to move into a brush hex as a foot unit, it costs 10. There's no hex side. My infantry has 24 movement. They'll need 2/3 to assault, which is not very good at math, but yeah, that's not going to work out. So, what are my choices here? I think what I'm going to do is like this. I'm going to bombard. Let me see. Do I have visibility? Yes, I do. All right, so I'm going to bombard this hex line or this trench line here that has this company-sized unit as much as I can with all of my tanks. That's a good way to start the day. And then I have these two units of mechanized infantry or motorized infantry, and I will move both of them up after the bombardment. I need to make sure that the lane of fire is clear. The following turn, I will assault into both this trench and this trench. So here we go. The question is, do I want to move any of these tanks with the assault? And kind of not. They have really high soft attack values. Okay. Maybe I can just outright obliterate this unit. Keep firing. Keep firing. Here's this tank. We'll fire at this trench line to the southeast. Nice, got a disruption. Additional 5 men killed. More tank fire. This is working out well. Dang. I just killed like 50 guys with these tanks. Wow. They're almost annihilated. So, now the one kind of downside to these two divisions are really badly intermingled right now, which is just like, I'm doing what I have to, but it's a bit of a disaster. Now, the problem that I have on this northern edge of this advance is that I don't have enough infantry. Basically, I just have these two battalions. Well, maybe that's not true. I have this unit of foot infantry from Red Bull, which is low fatigue, but it's no fatigue, but these two infantry battalions from 1st Armor are pretty high fatigue. I do have this unit over here as well, but he can get up there. Alright, let me do it that way then. I think that will work. Yes, that will work. Okay. So I'll talk through what my reasoning is. So these two battalions of, oh, this is a battalion and a company. Got to pay attention to the details. Where's the other company here? Where are you? This guy's mixed up. Is it the same? No. What unit are you a part of? Oh, no. He's way out there. Okay. In a way, that's good. So I have this company from this battalion over here, which is way out of place, and they're just broken up in a weird way. So I want to get them back together. So I have even less infantry than I kind of expected. Well, you know what? I'll just live with the consequences of my actions and keep this guy up here. It's a ridiculous ask to ask him to move like 20 kilometers to the south just to be organized. So here's what I'm thinking. I've got these two units of high fatigue infantry. I've got these two units of high fatigue light tanks. I also have this infantry behind, which is low fatigue. I've got a fair amount of low fatigue infantry. I'm just thinking of which one I want to move southeast and which one I want to move east. And I think I actually want to move the low fatigue units southeast, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to because there's this stream in the way. Okay, let's just go for it. I don't want to hem and haw about it all day. See what we can make happen. Yeah, okay, great. We eliminated them. I'm not going to move. Well, maybe I will. It would be aggressive. Alright, so let's get this low fatigue, no fatigue units up. Can I do that? No, that would not work. I was looking at how I want to approach this assault. I can put this tank up here, this light tank unit. That would reduce the impact of the assault if I wanted to assault with the tank, but they're kind of low assault value anyhow. They don't have any range. Okay. Let's keep them together with their infantry. Got some fatigue there. Okay. Firing. No effect. One man. These light tanks have better soft attack value than some of the other heavier vehicles. Okay, so we're in good position to assault next turn. Let's see here. Do I have any engineers handy? Not really. Okay, so here's this AT gun. They're out in the middle of nowhere. Let's get you out of there, buddy. I do have engineers kind of handy. So we'll move these guys up. These guys back. Keep them there. Alright. Oh, we've got additional tank battalion. It's 50 vehicles. What is this, corps or... No, this is first armored. Alright. This is one of those times where the game will sometimes move a unit into a freaking minefield. Sorry, that was a little catty, but the movement algorithm in this game is sometimes not the best. So here I am with this tank battalion. Do I want to embed them with the rest of the infantry and tanks, or do I want to have them standing on their own in this brush hex? If I move them north, they'll be crossing a stream, and if I move them northeast, they will not be, so I'm going to go ahead and cross the stream. Maybe, no. I'm going to move them northeast because I'm going to keep them on the southern end of this stream, and I'm kind of glad that I did that because I discovered a trench over here. Okay, so moving along to the rest of my units in Red Bull. This infantry battalion is short a company, and there is a bunker with an 88 heavy AT gun over here in this village. So that bunker is in a very good position. However, they don't have anything really defending it. Now, if I want to move this understrength battalion into this field, it will cost me 8 movement points, which still will not leave me with enough to assault next turn. Or, sorry, this turn, which is a bummer. still want to make that move, though. I don't know if there's going to be anything in this hex or this hex. Okay. It's tempting to split another company. I can start kind of taking positions up in different spots along this axis of advance. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make a decision about some stuff that's going on up here. So I'm going to assault into this hex. Now, I'm reminding myself as well that part of my operational doctrine for the day is to find units that are high fatigue and get them into a fighting reserve so that I can have, basically have them kind of gathering their strength. So, still haven't moved this unit. Let's go ahead and move him. Yeah, he'll be in position to assault that bunker. Now, these engineers have really high assault, so they're going to be able to take out this bunker next turn. Take some fire. I think that I will... I was going to say I would move one of them up, but I'm just going to keep it together. They'll take an organizational penalty for assaulting with other units, but why can I not move there? Oh, so there's a enemy unit either here or here or here. The game does kind of give that away in some cases, which I guess is like, it's not the worst. I mean, you're fighting in the same area. Maybe you know something is there, but you don't know what armaments or anything it has, and you can't move into that area. Okay, so here's my kind of recon-ish tank. I see an avenue that I can use to get up to this road here as a wide flank, and if nothing else, it will allow me to take some exploration and recon. So this is a core unit. Here we go. Yep. All right. So I'm glad that I did that. I discovered an enemy bicycle recon unit and an enemy, this is a tank destroyer. So at least 10 tank destroyers from the 334th Infantry. Is this also the... yeah, okay. This is the operation area of the 334th. Something I've been thinking about doing is to make records about the like the enemy units that I encounter. So I'm just making notes about these hex 37.52 area contains a tank destroyer. Now this recon unit is digging in, so I'll make a note of it. I don't know if they're going to stay in that area. 50, recon digging in. And basically, I'm just adding this to my to-do list in the game, and like if I want to, well, I just kind of keep a running list of like what I'm working on and things that are notable. Yeah, okay, I already tried to move him. So this is, can these guys combine? Yeah. That gave them both low ammo. Whatever, I'll take that. Okay, so thinking about a couple of things here. First, well, I'm going to shoot the heck out of this this is interesting to know. This is I think my most powerful anti-tank weapon, 31 hard attack. Okay, good to know. All right, so this bunker, you're gonna get it. Okay, good. some counterfire from enemy artillery. Okay, good. More anti-tank fire. Good, got the disruption. We don't have enough movement anywhere. Oh, actually we do. I'm gonna assault with these engineers. Oh, this is mixed unit of engineers. It's some from Red Bull and from 1st Armored. So I think that that assault was successful, but because the enemy unit couldn't retreat, they had nowhere to go. It did result in a disruption for one of my engineer units. It might have been better to split them and just have one attack so I didn't get the disruption penalty. Okay, what else? All right, so this is the tanks from Red Bull, and I have an avenue. Oh, excuse me. I have an avenue up here, so I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of that. You know, with the tanks. Good. Oh yeah, that'll be really useful for clearing this bunker. Although it does put me, yeah, it does put me in line of sight of this 88 gun. So I am going to move this tank back. He doesn't have enough movement points to do anything right now. I could move him up closer, which would put him in a better position for next turn, but I want to conserve my tanks. So can I do that? Oh, no, I can't. Okay. In that case, yes, I'll go ahead and pair them with the infantry over here. Fatigue. Okay. What's next? I've got my core. All right, so I'm starting to get a gap where I can get some recon units through, I think. So we're gonna start to do some of that. I continue on here. These guys are half track. So I believe they're putting them in travel mode. Yes. Okay, great. So that greatly increases their range. I'm kind of thinking maybe they want to back up this tank or set up a defensive line over here. They are still operating attached. They're not detached. They're kind of far away from their HQ, I think. Where is it even their HQ? Maybe this was the maybe this was the division like that didn't have an HQ that I could see. So I'm looking for HQs. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't think that the 1st Armored actually has a headquarters unit, which is weird. Okay, so continuing on. Don't have enough movement points. Oh, by the way, I wanted to move this back. I don't have enough movement points to... Okay, both of these guys are from Red Bull, and we're gonna push forward with them. These engineers can make it over here. Let me go ahead and deploy this battalion. I really want the 1st Infantry Division to take care of this tank destroyer and this recon unit, so I'm trying to act like that. I don't know if it's actually going to play out that way. I need to clear this area before I take that decision, I think. Okay, so here's my recon half track. Here's my engineer. Here's my tank, which does not have hard range. He does have soft range. I can loan him up here. No, I should continue to make the best utilization of my um, forward momentum with Red Bull Division. So, to that end, let's get these engineers up here. I'm sure I'll have, oof, got some counter battery fire there. I'm sure that I will have cause to need an engineer. So here are some tank destroyers. Which will be able to shoot at this bunker, so that's good. Um, Recon units. Both of these are recon units for Red Bull. They're both in travel mode. I can park them in this entrenched forest hex as a jumping off point. They don't have, I think it'll be, well, they don't have enough travel to get through in a way that they won't be threatened by that 88. Okay, yeah, this entrenched hex here is pretty safe, I think, from units that may be trying to shoot at me. I mean, it could still hit me with artillery, but what are you going to do? All right, continuing to move forward. I've got this battalion here. Oops, did not realize. Well, we can get him down into the valley. Yeah, I'm good with that. So more, I have a lot more recon and tanks. So recon, same thing. I'm gonna try to park them up here. Now this, I've got a lot of recon units in this core, but the terrain opens up northeast of where Sidi Nasir is, and that should give me some opportunities to take advantage of the recon units, and I might actually put a couple on foot just because I have them. And like they're sitting around right now, really not doing anything. So here is a recon half track, which I am actually going to move in this direction. I just moved a recon half track, didn't I? I thought that I'd moved a recon half track. Maybe I just looked at a recon half track. Okay. Oops. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and move you as far as I can. Oh yes, now I remember I can't move in that direction. So that's not super, my recon unit there is exposed. That was a mistake. I live with the consequences of my actions. All right, to minimize traffic, these two battalions from the 168th Infantry Regiment on the southern flank of Red Bull will stay on the southern edge of this hill. I have tanks here. I have tank destroyers here. This is a core tank destroyer battalion, so they can be split up. Are they currently split up? Yes, they are. So I actually have a... No, they're not. Interesting. They're part of a... Let me just look. Okay, that's... Yeah, breaks down to 12 vehicles each. Okay, so... I don't want to move my tank destroyers too far forward, especially unsupported, but here I see they have armored tank destroyers down here, which I guess I can kill with tank destroyers, so let's work on that presumption. Alright, I've got more AT guns. This is the AT gun of the 168th, and I will keep them together. Okay, here we will move them, and they won't be able to deploy, but I won't put them directly up front, but I'll leave them in travel mode 1 kilometer behind where the infantry battalions from the 168th are at. Okay, next. I've moved all my artillery, I think. You can move. You can move. No reason not to. I'm advancing along this front. Here's the tank destroyer from the 135th Infantry Regiment. Where is his parent? It shows him as detached. Why is that? I don't understand. 135th. Oh, no, he's... sorry, I'm getting confused. Give me just a moment here. Get my bearings. Okay. Let's continue on. So here is the cannon from the 168th. Can I shoot him now? Yes, I can, actually. So I'll go ahead and shoot him. No effect, no effect. And here I have this tank, which I should be able to move up. He doesn't have soft range, but he's got hard, so I'll take advantage of that. By moving him up here with the infantry battalion. Fire. Okay. Who hasn't moved? Good. Can any of these guys move? No. Alright. Now, I really swore... Yeah, I think I got confused about this tank destroyer. Oh, this is... Okay. This is not a tank destroyer, it is a artillery unit, and I can move them here. Good. And I think that covers me for 1st Division and Red Bull. It does not. I have some recon units up here, including recon half-track and some additional light tanks. So this light tank unit is from the 1st Armored. I still didn't decide what I want to do about these light tanks. Really, this whole unit right here needs to, this whole stack here needs to recover. And I need to get, where is that other organizational unit of infantry? Yeah, all the way down here. Okay. Well, I guess Red Bull will have to assume the southern flank security until 1st Division can catch up. Alright, let's move this recon units. They can move up here. Not really. They can. I don't super want to. That'll work. Let's get this recon unit just up next to this hill. Oh gosh, that didn't work out. Here come my tanks. We will put them in with the trench line over here. A little bit risky. They're facing off against infantry, so we did take some fatigue for doing that. I am going to move these light tanks back, I think. I move the rest of this recon up first. And let me... Both of these are from the core troops. Okay. I kind of want to split them up because they're half-track, and I feel like I don't have enough on the southern flank. Okay. So let's do it this way. Okay. I'll still sneak them around north. I'll leave you like that. And good, I moved these engineers. Yeesh. I need to move this artillery here and here. Okay. Can't really cross that stream. This is my core artillery, also core artillery. Okay. Alright. So that was a lot of action. First infantry, or first armored, and the Red Bull. They've been hard at work. Next up, I'll have the 1st Infantry Division. This should be comparatively simple. I don't have a lot of engagement in this area. Got a lot of engineers. I want to move my engineers behind the front line here, and right, I have a kind of an order of the day for the 1st Infantry Division, which is like, hurry it up. They haven't encountered anything, so I need to increase the pace with which they're moving so that they can basically get in the fight. I mean, if it ultimately ends up resulting in a scenario where the 1st Infantry is like just basically lagging behind everybody and ends up at the end being a particular like reserve unit or something like that, I can live with that, but I would rather have it that they were engaged and, you know, active. Okay, good. It's my divisional commander. My artillery is moved. I need to sort out what I'm doing with this section here. Yeah. So I'm going to take this minefield with this battalion over here. The 26th, the 43rd Infantry Battalion. I really need to get better about reading the organizational structure. I always get confused. Okay, so here we go into a minefield. Dang, 10 men? I wasn't expecting that. Well, that sucked. Okay. We're not gonna... Oh, we can maybe assault up here. We can assault through here. That worked. Good. We're not gonna be able to... Well, let's do like this. Let's see what we can maybe do here. I think I will have enough action points to... I will move one like this. So I'm moving my engineers into position right now, and I think that I'll have enough action points to support an assault into this trench line. But, let's see. It would be a little risky to assault an undisrupted unit, but it wouldn't be like the riskiest because I've got a lot of firepower here with all my guys. Alright. Tank destroyers. Maybe I can... No, let's try to be clever. I really need this minefield to be cleared. I just was like, just saying how I'm gonna plow through the minefields. I mean, it does suck that I lost 10 men in a minefield. Okay, so am I gonna assault or not? Let's split the difference and try just shooting with some of my engineers here and see if we can get a lucky disruption. I did get a lucky disruption with 1 kill. Look at me go. Here, 1st Infantry Division, the American 1st Infantry Division, not to be confused with the British 1st Infantry Division, not to be confused with either the American or British 1st Armored Division. Our assault is victorious. We've kicked the fascists out of their entrenched positions and occupy the high ground above them. So that's a tough day for the Germans right now. Let's slightly risky to move these up. That's okay. All right. First Infantry, the American First Infantry is accounted for. I am now moving into the area of operations for the 78th British Infantry Division of the 5th British Corps, 1st Army. I am remembering how I wanted to set up this area. So I'm also operating sort of in the 25th Tank Brigade area, but I want the 25th Tank Brigade area to be moved south in support of the 4th Infantry Division taking Peter's Corner, which I think is going to be a pretty gnarly fight. I'm not sure about that, but it's at least in contention. Additionally, the 4th Infantry Division is going to be responsible for an operation that I have to take care of this armored pinch that's occurring to the 6th Armored Division, whatever armored brigade they have, which is the 26th Armored Brigade. I'm really becoming quite familiar with the unit designations. Maybe not down to the regimental and battalion level, but certainly at the divisional and kind of operating structure level. Okay, all that being said, some of this is going to be pretty straightforward, some of it is not. I am going to occupy this high ground. I had some opportunity to let some of my units rest overnight, so I've recovered some fatigue, which is great. I have the Grenadier Guards and the Grenadier Guards here, so what I'm going to do is take the Welsh Guards from the, what is this, the 1st Infantry Brigade out of the 70th Infantry Division and move them southeast so that I can start clearing this trench line. Now, this is actually an interesting use case that I'm looking at right here, which is that I've positioned machine guns and anti-tank cannons in supporting positions here. I also have a pretty good argument for isolating this bunker and trench line right here. I can do that easily right now. Okay. First up, machine gun. Let's fire at this trench line first. The reason that I want to fire at the trench line before I move my infantry battalions in is because by weakening the trench line infantry, it will reduce the effect of the defensive fire. So the order of operations is always important to consider. Here we go with the machine guns. No effect. No effect. One man. So that was worth it. I'm moving both my Welsh Guards. These guys are in great shape. They have a little bit of fatigue, nothing wild. Now, I'm not going to be able to assault, or not, well, not safely. I also want to move a battalion of infantry into this high ground position. The 1st Division is quite far from this position, and oh, I have a unit. No, that unit's already moved. The 1st Division is quite far, and the boundary between the two corps is a little thin here, so I want to shore that up. We'll be occupying the high ground. This is the 334th Infantry. These guys have a different uniform. I don't know why. Okay. So while I am occupying that high ground, I'm going to try to push forward a little bit towards this town. I don't know if that's a great idea. I'd like to keep my... Okay, I'll just stack up battalions here. Yeah, okay. This town is clear. We'll occupy it so that we can keep the northern shoulder in good shape. So here I have my AT guns, which I'm going to use to fire on this bunker position. No effect, no effect, no effect. I will now isolate this trench and bunker position. Technically not, I guess, because they can escape to the southwest, as towed AT guns do not exert a zone of control. Still, it will be useful to support. I'm thinking about, like, basically if I should move a unit to make sure that I have full isolation, or if there's anything else that I could move in the meantime. Pro tip, if you're in a minefield, moving into travel mode does trigger a mine check. So here, and I think I will, no, I won't be able to pull that off quite. Now I will get them moving in the right direction though. Basically what I want to do is make sure that these infantry units can't get out. There's trench and bunker line. In the meantime as well, I will move this, either of these, no, so they'll be kind of detached. Which unit designation is this? This is the 11th Infantry Brigade. Yeah. You know what? This is an interesting study. Okay, so the 11th Infantry Brigade, I ultimately decided that I want to be operating north of the Majira River. So these two battalions from the 11th Infantry Brigade are quite fatigued, and I'm going to be pulling them out anyways. So I think that what I'll ultimately do is have these fatigued units spend the day transitioning up north and backing up their parent brigade. Now, which unit is this, and which chain of command does it belong to? Ooh, what did I just do? Sorry. Okay. Okay. Now this is part of the 1st Infantry Brigade. Okay, so I do have a couple of battalions that belong to the 1st Infantry Brigade, which is operating at the northern edge of the 78th Infantry Division. So I will use those battalions as the isolation units for this trench and bunker line, while I use the units from the 11th Infantry Brigade to push towards the improved positions and bunkers to the east. Woo! You know, thinking about this game is one thing. Talking about it while you're thinking about it is another. Sometimes I feel like a lot of this is just terribly boring, but I don't know. People seem to enjoy it, so here we are. A lot of defensive fire. Okay. Making sure I'm moving the right unit. Okay, yes, okay. So it should be this. Yes. The Cold Storm Guards is what I'm looking at here. Part of the 1st Infantry Brigade. It's very tricky in this game to keep organized, I feel like. Well, that's not a fair way to put it. The game is not tricky to keep organized, just like keeping organized when you're dealing with structure of an army is quite difficult. Okay, so I've got some more moves to make here. All of the movement points have been used. I'm going to go ahead, move this HQ, that's moved. So I'm not going to assault towards this 999th Light Battalion yet. It will take a bit more time to let this attack develop. I don't want to rush into things, and like even there, I still haven't disrupted them. They were not ready to go. Now for again, this is the 11th Infantry Brigade. I need to start a couple of maneuvers here. So first thing, I'll go ahead and move these units that are positioned in the north. They've got light AA guns in this improved position. Let's observe the terrain here. There's a stream, another stream behind that stream, road, and these are medium bridges, and a village. So a village with an improved position. This bunker has probably light infantry and is in clear terrain. Okay, let's go ahead with it. Let me check one other thing. These engineers can help me to assault, and that would be quite useful for this bunker. Okay, so we're moving. I could. I can assault this bunker right now. And I think I'm going to do that. It's like 750 men? More than that. Almost 900. Like 800 men easy. We're going to have to assault this bunker anyways, right? I wanted to pick up the pace here. All these units are 0 fatigue. We assault in this bunker. What I won't be able to do is add the engineers to it, but if the assault fails, we'll be able to use the engineers next turn. The assault failed. So, it caused some damage. We took a pretty good amount of fatigue. So, good morning. Take care of this minefield if I can. Nope. Disruption. So, I will... more defensive fire. I will attempt to move this. I want to get this minefield out of here. It's on a rail line. Okay. Moved all the infantry. Let's see what I can do for disruption of this anti-aircraft. Okay. I'll tell you what, the other thing that I want to do right now. Let me look at the organizational structure here. This is the 36th Infantry Brigade. There's another unit of the 11th Infantry Brigade over here, so I want to move them west. I'll put them in travel mode to do so. So I'm doing like a little switcheroo over here. I'm repositioning the regiments. Ultimately, the 36th Infantry Brigade from the 78th Infantry Division will be responsible for operating in the area of Massachusetts. They'll kind of be supported by the 4th Infantry and the 25th Infantry Brigade, but they have a job to do before they'll be able to support that. I don't know. It gives me a strong presence north of the Magira, and there are bridge crossings along the way, so I don't know. I just feel like it's a little bit weak if I don't include some of the 36th Infantry Brigade, some of the 11th Infantry Brigade, but already so much of it is fatigued and has been in combat and is north of the river. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's get these guys out of here. And I'm going to move both of these units South 1 hex, put them in travel mode, which should make a difference. Okay, good. And then we're going to move the updated infantry up, but I'm going to shoot my machine guns first at this annoying trench line, which has been being a real butt. We'll weaken them with the machine guns. We did get one kill. Let's go ahead and move the next wave of infantry up. This is all of the, or I should say, a lot of the 36th Infantry Brigade. I also have recon units here, so this is going to be a big infantry push. I'm not going to include this tank, though, because that's part of the 25th Armored, the 25th Tank Brigade, and they have a job to do. So here, I'm advancing with my infantry. We're taking some casualties here. Man, these guys are dug in. Oof. This AA hurts bad. Okay. Let's get my recon going. Alright, this armored car has wide open field of movement here. So let's get to this road. Alright, awesome. Now, travel mode. We're gonna go... Should I go north or should I go south? This unit is already decombined. Well, the operating area of the 36th over here is going to be kind of north towards the Majira River, so that's the job. Let's get to it. I can also use this as a light flanking unit. So I don't know if it's the right move to support the attack on Peter's Corner with the 25th Tank Brigade. I think it might be better to use them on this plateau southwest of Jebel Bu Aukaz. I will think upon this. I'm going to go ahead and call it for this video. This has been really fun, though, and I feel like I've made a lot of good progress. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and leave it there. Thanks, everybody, for watching. As always, I appreciate your viewership. Feel free to participate in the comments. I always like hearing what you have to say. Oh, I also forgot to get your 2D view for some of these areas. So this is the area that I was operating in here with the 78th Infantry Division. Or this is the 3D view, sorry, not the 2D view. Here's going back up the line of everything that I was just working on. All right, great. Look forward to making the next video. Talk soon.